What do you do to decompress? I know we're hanging out in Vegas, so I got a little bit a taste of that, but what do you do to decompress from managing all the shit you have going on, not just in business, but investments, content? Like as a human, how do you mellow out from managing all those moving parts? It's a lot.
I like to sleep.
You sleep good?
I sleep good, or I like to sleep and I like to travel. So
How much do you sleep? Like what's your
I don't sleep much,
right?
normal 6 to 8 hours, but I'm intentional about how I sleep. When I sleep, I'm intentional about making sure that my environment is clean, making sure that my phone is off, making sure that I'm not using my phone before bedtime, that I don't eat carbs at night. So I position myself to have a good night of rest, as opposed to, if I'm not going to sleep, I'm not going to sleep throughout the entire night and I'm good to go. That's it. I'll just run it through. But I don't want to have poor quality sleep. Poor quality sleep to me ruins the next day. And it's all about setting yourself up for success.
Were you always disciplined with sleep, or was that something you learned?
I mean, bro,
Yeah.
how do you wake up when you wake up refreshed? It's amazing. There's routines and there's specific formats to having calculated results. You can wake up refreshed every single day. If you're waking up lethargic, tired, upset, cranky, your body aches, something's not wrong. Something's not right. Something's wrong, and you need to fix it. I have had employees that have told me, Luke, I need to leave. Like I'm quitting because I can't sleep. Imagine being able to go to work and not be able to sleep. You can't perform. It doesn't make any sense. So sleep, I love sleeping. It's what I do in my free time. And I like to travel.
Do you have a time you like to sleep usually, or?
It's normal. Whenever I'm tired, I go to sleep. At nighttime, I'm a normal guy.
I was gonna say, I feel like you travel so much. You're in so many different time zones.
Yeah, I'm always in different time zones, but I don't do a ton of drugs and I don't do alcohol, and I eat really healthy, so I like to manage my rotation. I mean, I travel through different time zones every couple weeks, so I need to make sure that I'm really tight on my discipline, because if not, I'd break down.
Were your disciplines something that kind of like naturally happened little by little, or did you have any events where you turned them around? Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. I would say when I began hiring a lot of people into my organization,
How many employees do you have now?
like 148.
Mm.
Yeah. A lot of people. I,
Yeah,
I, I was with my HR team today, just going over
yeah,
our the amount of people that we have, and between contractors and employees is 140 plus.
yeah.
But as I began to meet my staff
How's that payroll?
in person, yeah,
Yeah,
it's expensive.
yeah.
Um, when I began meeting my team in person, I flew down to Argentina. I have team members in Argentina. I have team members in Europe. I team members in the Philippines. I've met most of my team. I meet their spouse or I meet their kids. And then you're like, okay, this venture
Mhm.
that I'm on, this business that we have, isn't just providing for you, it's also providing for all these other families. So now you have a sense of responsibility.
Right.
And when you own a business and you have employees, now you have responsibilities. But these responsibilities are self-induced. When you go into entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
you should know what you're signing up for.
Right.
Long days, like long days, bad phone calls, employees that aren't happy,
Whatever it
dealing with
takes.
human emotions, whatever is necessary in order to make it. But when it's all said and done, there's also human beings.
Right.
So my sense of responsibility of saying, hey, I need to wake up and not just think about me when it comes to business, is the fact that I have team members.
Mhm.
And these team members are counting on me to perform, to create content, to continue studying, to continue leveling up. And ultimately, we all win together.
Do you still enjoy the way you create content? Because that's a big part of it too. Is like for people to have scale and momentum, is like they actually have to enjoy what they're talking about. I think a lot of people start building a brand for the sake of building a brand. And I think that nuance matters. How does you keep it interesting? Obviously, podcasts like keep it interesting when you're filming, but like what I don't know what in it keeps you hooked to it. Is it just the long term leverage of it?
I think it's one of the highest leverage actions that a person can be doing nowadays. Building a personal brand that has the ability to be broadcasted to the internet.
Yeah.
The internet is really powerful as a means of distributing your message. I'm not perfect, But when you begin to watch my long form content and you neglect clips and things of this nature, you'll find good substance and good principles for a sound way of living, doing business, building relationships, and ultimately finding your fullest potential, which is the core of my message is don't settle for average, focus on becoming extraordinary, understand that your mind is to be mastered. And if you can't control it, it'll dictate your future. If you can't control the way that you think, if you can't control what you put into your mouth, your diet, if you can't control what you listen to, and ultimately you're going to end up in a situation where you're not living life by design. And nobody has taught people how to live life by design. We sat down with somebody yesterday and we were having a conversation, that they had a child. Where I was like, hey, has anybody ever taught you how to be a father? And the reality is no. Has anybody ever taught me how to be a CEO, how to become a good man? These things are out there. These truths are out there, but they need to be found. But a lot of people, they haven't been intentionally taught these things. So if you can spread a message and give some sort of guiding clues towards the next best way of living, then I think it's good enough content.
What do you think is the biggest misconception most people have about like what it takes to manage something at this scale?
That it's hard.
Mm-hmm. It's true or it's not true?
It's just intense. It's just not. It's not that it's hard. It's that it's hard at first.
Were you always intense? Because I noticed your attitude towards everything is like all in 100%.
Yeah.
Were you always like that or was that cultivated?
I'm all in.
Yeah. So you're all in or you're all out?
If you're going to do something, we've hung out over the last couple of days. Hopefully you've been able to see my personality. If I'm interested, I'm all in. If I'm not interested, you're just never going to see me interact with it.
But I mean more so when you started, because sometimes, it's one thing, because I'm sure how you were when you were, a kid in Argentina is very different than who you are today.
For sure.
So I'm always talking to the person who, because most people will never be in a high leverage position, right? Most people will have limitations to what they can do and create in terms of like, for example, a lot of people might hear this and go, well, I'm trying to build a personal brand, but I don't know what to talk about. I don't know who to hire. I don't know if I'm that good. I've never, made $1 zillion. So, I don't, they deal with all these limiting things that hold them back. So I'm just curious for me, like, what's the biggest misconception? Like, for example, the young version of you who's seen you killing it now, what would he think?
When I said that it's hard, I meant the misconception that people think that this is hard, I can't do it. If you already start with the wrong mindset, you're never going to succeed. When I started doing content, I said, I have a mission. I want to build this entrepreneur community. That was my intention for making content on the internet. So I didn't want to get clout. I didn't want to get famous. I didn't have validation from comments on the internet. None of these things were the reason why I was doing what I was doing. So now I'm building it. And once it's built, entrepreneur community, and it has the size that I want it to have, then I'll stop making content because my mission will be complete towards what I set out to do. If you don't have a reason to do something, then you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
If it's just money, how many people and creators have we seen make money and then they stop making content because they've made enough money? A lot. If your mission is just to make money, then sure, you can make money through content. You can make a lot of money through content. But once again, it needs to be able to transcend just something that is material or something that is fleeting or that has emotional instability. You lose money and you become emotionally unstable. You make money, you become emotionally stable. These things dictate your emotions, which means they master you and that they're your God. So if you have a higher purpose, like empowering your community, leveling up, finding truth, these things that take many, many, many years to work on, then through that time, what you're going to develop is character. And that character is determined by a consistent set of actions. So once you've been doing podcasts for 6 years, it's ingrained. Like I listened to you ask questions. It's already a second nature to you. It wasn't the same way in 2018. You're probably stuttering, thinking about questions, probably nervous. Today, it's no longer the case. You're very mellow, very chill. That comes from the consistency of doing the same thing over an extended period of time and iterations that have now changed your personality and changed your character. So when you do things that are difficult, not hard, difficult, challenging things like a challenging puzzle, if I play an easy game, I get bored.
Yeah.
You don't like to play easy games that are in easy mode and always winning. No, you want a challenge. You want something that's going to require the ability to level up, something that's going to require your desire to think.